Hello everyone and welcome to a new series I'm going to be doing. In this series I'm going to be covering the nunchucks, or nunchaku, however you want to say it. I'm just going to be referring to these as the nunchucks, or chucks for short. And what I wanted to get in this video is just a little introductory about the different kinds of nunchucks you can use and some of the differences between them. Obviously there's many different kinds you can get. There's wooden sets, there's metal, there's some with studs in it and rivets, there's some with LED lights where you can use them at night, there's some that you can actually light on fire called fire chucks. So there's many different kinds you can get. If you're just starting out with these, I would highly recommend you either get a rubberized set or a foam set, just to decrease the risk of injury, because you will lose control a bit when you're first learning these. And then once you've mastered everything with that, then you can move up to either a wooden set or, like I said, a metal set, or any set you want to use really. So some of the main differences between sets is obviously what they're made of, like I just said, but then you get into the differences in like the length of the handles. This one I think is probably pretty standard length. It's probably, I would say, like 10 to 12 inches, just eyeballing it. But you can get a little bit longer sets, like that one there. Like this one's a little bit longer. And then you can also get some that are quite a bit shorter, like those there. Okay, now these, the connector here is actually a chain connected to like a little metal pivot. I'm not really sure what you call them. And that's the same with these. It's a massive chain connected to two little metal rivets, which increases the maneuverability of them. And then this other set I have it's just wooden handles with a metal stake drilled into the center. And then the chain is just attached to that. So that's a little bit different from those. And then you have wooden sets, and usually your wooden sets have rope attaching each handle, like these two sets here. And obviously these are all metal. There's nothing metal, or these are all wood, I'm sorry. There's nothing metal about these. Another difference you might get into is the length of the connector. Like obviously you can see this one's a very long one, this one's relatively shorter. That one's much shorter. So you can see there's a difference in length between the chains. Another thing I would recommend is when going through this series, try to pick a set that has a relatively shorter connector. Obviously you can use whatever pair you want, but some of the times, a lot of the more advanced things I'm going to be getting into, like the hand rolls, they're going to be a lot easier if you have a shorter connector, because when you're doing a hand roll, it's more likely that you'll catch the chain and not the actual handle when doing hand rolls. So that's the reason for that. Like some of the techniques I'm going to show you, I obviously can't use with these because the chain is too long. So that's something to consider. There is going to be a little bit of terminology I'm going to be using throughout this series. The first thing, whenever I catch the chucks in the opposite hand, I'm going to refer to that as a pass or a transfer, because I am transferring or passing the chucks to my other hand. So that's what that's going to be. Every time I reverse the momentum of the chucks, I'm going to refer to that as just a reverse. Like that. Okay, those are all reverses. And I believe that's all the terminology I'm going to use. If I come up with anything else, then I'll let you know. But again, if you're just starting out, get a foam or rubberized set, because there are certain places where if you hit, it will hurt a lot. You can hit your knee, you can hit this little bone right here on your elbow when you're catching. That one hurts, I guarantee you. If you clunk yourself in the head, you'll be taking a long nap. So definitely consider safety first when using these. These are a weapon. and they can be easy to lose control of. I will say that the chucks work a lot better when you have a certain momentum to them. So obviously I would recommend practicing slow at first, but you'll find that the techniques probably become a little easier when you get a certain amount of momentum coming, especially the hand rolls and the finger roll I'm going to be getting into. What else? Yeah, I believe that's it. So and you'll actually find a lot of the stuff I'm going to be covering actually transfers over from the single saber series I did, like the Obiani, the plum flower, the two-handed plum flower, the blade barrier, that kind of stuff. So a lot of that stuff actually can be used with the nunchucks, but there is going to be some other little advanced things I'm going to be getting into, like the full finger roll, the hand rolls, that kind of thing. I'm not going to be getting into anything like aerials because I honestly just never practiced those. So yeah, that's just a little introductory video to let you know what's going to be happening with these. Again, pick a pair you like, pick a pair that's safe, that you're not going to injure yourself too much with, and I'll see you in the first video.